The Suncoast is known for its generosity and philanthropy, but few people have ever opened their hearts as deeply as Betty Schoenbaum, and she has touched countless lives, and today she's here to encourage the new generation of philanthropists. Betty, we are so happy to have you.
I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm honored. Thank you.
We forgot to wish you happy 100th birthday.
Well,
happy birthday.
That is a wonderful thing, to have lived during the 20th century and seen the changes in the world that happened during those 100 years. I've been privileged to be in the world at that time.
And to help change it. How did you celebrate 100 years?
Well, I invited 200 people to come to a birthday party at Michael's on East and celebrate with me. About 110 of those were family and friends from other places that we've lived.
Aww.
And then the rest of them were friends from here. I could have asked 1,000 people because having given, I know so many people in the community who also give, and it's such a pleasure to be with them. But I couldn't ask the whole world, so I had 200.
Well, you have reached out and helped a lot of people across the whole world. And of course, a lot of people know you by the Glasser-Schoenbaum Center here. Tell me what the mission of that center is.
The mission of that center is to serve people who cannot afford to have cash, and they have problems, and we solve their problems. And when we originally opened, we rented the space out for $4.50 a square foot. We're more money now because utilities went up, tripled almost, and we also have other expenses that, our insurance went up because we're on
You're close to the water. We
Yeah.
all know about that. Well, you have done so many wonderful things for this community. What inspires you, Betty?
I was not inspired. There was a wonderful woman called Kay Glass. Kay Glassers wanted to build a mall of human services where people who do not have money would have an opportunity to get the information they need and not have to pay a lot of. If they did have a little money, they would ask them for a very minimum amount. And they take care of blind people, veterans, homeless, hungry, girls that have been trafficked. It has a place to go to recuperate.
You just do so many things, but you told me once too, your husband inspires you.
Oh, yes, he
What a
did.
guy he was.
Yes, he raised $31 million for Salvation Army.
$31 million. You met him in college.
Yes, that's right.
You were a dancer at Ohio State?
Well, I was at Ohio State and I danced.
And what did he do? That was pretty impressive.
Huh?
What did your husband do at Ohio State? That was pretty impressive.
Well, he worked because back then you worked, if you played on the football team, you worked your way through college. Usually it was to pay for your room and board.
Oh, wow, so he was a football player. He was an All-American, right? All-American football player?
He was an All-American football player, right?
That's
he was
right.
a great football player.
That's right.
You go, girl.
He was good.
And you started Shoney's.
That's
Shoney's
right.
Big Boy.
That's the big boy with the big girl there.
Well, you have been so generous with the money, with helping people. What gives you most satisfaction that you've done to help other people?
Well, there was a group of Ethiopian Jews in Africa. They were farmers, and it stopped, the rain stopped falling in Africa, and they absolutely were starving. And the Jewish people of Israel brought hundreds of thousands of Ethiopian Jews to Israel. And to educate them was a problem because they had no schools in Africa where they lived. And because of that, they came with no education. And some of them, they were from 16 on down. And we started with schools, and I put in a school, and my school eventually made it to the top of the ranks.
Wow.
When we took it over, the matriculation rate was 41% because they had no schooling.
Wow.
And when 8 years later, my matriculation rate is the best in the state of Israel.
Wow.
And it is now 91%.
91%.
That's
Thank you for
amazing.
all you do, Betty, not only here but across the world. Thank you so much, and happy 100th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy
You
birthday.
can get more information about how you can get involved in helping others. Just go to the GS Human Services website, and you'll get all that information next Suncoast for Sale.